Hi, I'm Dixie Goode, and I promised some friends that I'd participate in a project with them that we're calling Vlogging 2014. Instead of starting out with a video, I've decided to show you some of the things that have been most important in my life and start with a little introduction to who I am and where I live. These are my greyhounds. They were racetrack rescues. This is not showing up, but that was the best lightning picture I've ever taken. Some flowers, and there's my husband and I, much younger. My name's Dixie, my husband's name is Greg, and we're both 50 this year. 1984 is the year we got married, so May 21st will be our 30th anniversary. When we first met, we were both freshmen at a junior college in Powell, Wyoming, called Northwest Community College. And I answered his ad in the hotline, looking for someone to commute the 30 miles between the town where we lived and the town where the junior college was. And he was doing drama classes at night, and I was taking some evening classes on creative writing and poetry. So it worked. That picture's from China. We went to school as exchange students in China in 1987 for a semester. These are our boys. The oldest one we adopted after trying to have a baby for 10 years and immediately found out I was pregnant. So we have two boys, a year and 18 days apart. This is back on the Great Wall of China during our student days and on our front porch at home. We've lived in Wyoming, at the Black Hills Playhouse in South Dakota, in Custer State Park. We've lived in Beijing, China, and in Ashland, Oregon, where we finished going to college to get our teaching credentials, and then we were both hired to be teachers in Crescent City, California in 1989. We've been teaching. He's been teaching music, and I've been teaching mostly special ed and some grade school classes. And then when the boys were little and my dad got cancer and things got really stressful, I took some time off, a couple of years, and then have been subbing ever since then. We have lots of delightful, obnoxious animals in our lives. So we've had cats. We've had the greyhounds. Now we have a little boxer that is blind and is 2 years old and is the joy of my life. We have the two boys, but they're both adults now. And the youngest one's going to be a dad. The baby's due the day before our 30th anniversary. We live in the California Redwoods, right on the Oregon-California border on the coast. So a lot of the stuff here is really mild weather. Winter and summer is not that much different. Lows in the 40s, highs in the 70s most of the time. Every now and then it breaks the direction both ways. That's the dog that belonged to my son after he moved out when I told him not to get a dog. But of course, then he got hired to work on a crab boat, and the dog now belongs mostly to me. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I absolutely love the dog. These pictures were from a jet boat trip when there was a whale caught in our river for about 6 weeks. These are some of the beaches close to where we live. We both love living on the coast, and we think it's one of the most beautiful places we've ever lived, and we've never lived any place that's not beautiful. We grew up with me living by Yellowstone National Park and him living on the edge of the Black Hills by Devil's Tower and Mount Rushmore. Now we live by Fern Canyon, by the Redwoods. We have parrots and dogs and cats and fish, and this is our very old, very funky house. Some of the photographs I like to take. Things I love are my family, my animals, my teaching, and the kids I work with, writing books, and I have 3 novels that I've published so far. 2 of them are kind of like a Narnia story called Duffy Barkley is Not a Dog and Duffy Barkley Sequel. and one of them is a double time on the Oregon Trail. They're all written for about 15-year-old kids or a little bit younger. I love my family, and I'm kind of excited about being a grandmother, but I had this little girl as a practice grandchild, and I get to see her a lot. Not often enough, though. This is my husband and me this summer. This is my passion for dandelions. For some reason, when I was a kid, my dad made me dig up every dandelion in our yard, and I swore to him when I had my own place there was going to be lots of dandelions. This is me when I was a toddler, and we are back full circle.